Congratulations on 8-0 in your first year in the ACC. Guys, just kept doing it week after week after week after week, no matter how hard it is. Nobody else knows how hard it is, but you guys, if you did it, you've got that for the rest of your life. Now, the job's still not done.
Hell no.
Hey, we just swept the fourth quarter. We get some overtime, man.
Yeah, coach.
30 seniors.
Don't get soft on me now, coach. Don't get soft on me, coach. Don't get soft on me, coach.
You guys ain't lost the game in 2 years.
Oh, yeah?
All right? I'm better. I'm good. All right. Hey, defense, unbelievable.
Yeah!
Hey, give me you. Great finish, we ain't worried about the middle. All right? Hey, special teams, done a great job. We made our kicks. We covered our kicks. We were explosive. Good job there. All right. We're going to break this thing. We're going to celebrate like crazy. And then guess what? After tonight, we got another game to play.
Hey.
So Miami lost, I think we're playing Clemson. Yes, they are. All right. Here's the deal. All I know is the Mustangs won. And there's a lot of seniors that can break this, but a good dude I don't think's broken it before, and it's been here a long time. Be Cross!
This is Eric Dickerson. You listen to the Walking Strong podcast. Pony up.
This is the On the Pony Express podcast, hosted by Billy Embody, brought to you by Epoch Estate Wines. Walking Strong on the Pony Express, a weekly segment with SMU alum, owner, vintner of Epoch Estate Wines, Bill Armstrong. Epoch Estate Wines, world-class wines from Paso Robles wine country. Learn more, Epoch, E-P-O-C-H, epochwines.com. And now your host. Billy Embody.
1, 2, 3, let me go.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to a championship edition of the Walking Strong podcast.
Oh, my podcast partner.
What's going on?
That's
A bonus episode.
Kind of a nice start.
Yeah.
The championship episode. I like that. Here we are on a frickin', Chamber of Commerce Day.
Postcard cruise are out.
Unbelievable. Just beautiful. We're right here behind the Blanton building at SMU, right in front of the Gerald Turner Pavilion. And it's gorgeous. Fantastic.
It's a good day to be a Mustang.
Great day to be a Mustang. Dude, this is surreal.
It is. You said it best before we were recording. Where did we begin? I mean,
Where do we start
how do we
today?
feel?
Where do we start today? It's hard to express it, but you know what? You'll feel better with a great glass of wine in your hand. I can tell you that right now.
Indeed.
So I have got, for today's special championship edition, a great bottle of wine. And this is our brand new Statesman wine. And it's named after a famed Renaissance man named Ignacy Paderewski. We all call him the Statesman. And this is our first ever Bordeaux blend that we've ever done from Epoch.
Wow.
And it rocks. It is so good. So for all of y'all from, Fort Worth, What a Bordeaux blend means, it's a little bit of Cabernet Sauvignon, a little bit of Petit Verdot, a little bit of Merlot, and a little bit of Cab Franc. So it's a Bordeaux blend.
Love it.
Truly, and it is just, you'll love it.
The new kid on the block, one might say.
The new kid on the block, just like SMU, is the new kid on the block in the ACC. First time ever to be in this conference, and we're going to the freaking championship.
Cheers.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Oh, so good.
This is the first time I've tried that. We were up
You haven't
there,
tried it yet?
and I hadn't gotten a chance to try
Oh,
it, so this is
yeah.
live reaction right here. This is A1.
This is like the first time ever. We just had it rated, and it was just like massive scale as far. So anyway, super excited to try this wine with y'all. So if you, any of y'all who are watching this episode, if you want to come buy it, just go on our Epic site and buy it. And Statesman, it's really, really good. We don't have very much of it, so get it while it's there.
Yeah.
So, dude, 11-1. Yeah. 11-1. Total fucking awesomeness. It's all. It's all.
Yeah,
all I
it.
can say.
We can do
It's-
that for the whole pod. People will be like, that was the best pod ever.
yeah. We'll quit right now.
Yeah.
Just a total fucking awesomeness right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, unbelievable. We have so much to go over this week on the pod, and I can't decide if I want to talk more about what's coming up on Saturday or what happened last Saturday.
Well, we got
Because it was
all
just-
day with a day like this. We're not rushed by
Not
some
rushed by-
wind or some rain coming in. This
Yeah.
is perfect. And SMU coming off of a 38-6 win over Cal to move to 11-1. Senior day, Ford Stadium. I tell you what, once that game ended, and it was emotional pregame because you look at all the seniors that were honored,
Yep.
and you realize how long we've kind of been around a lot of these guys
I
too.
know, dude.
And obviously it's a discussion for another day about how much SMU is going to have to replace. But
Yeah.
what a special group. Everyone has their own story that is just super special, and what a way to honor them. And pregame, postgame, it was emotional.
You can see why Rhett was crying.
Yeah.
You know, he cried. I think we have a cold opening again of the what was said in the locker room, and you saw he break down again because you now get it. I mean, you can go through your whole list of all the players that you and I have become really, really close with, and like I said, it'll get you emotional. But let's don't go there. Just don't go modeling quite yet, because let's talk about that Cal game because it was a beatdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just a beatdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 21-0 before you even knew it.
Right.
And we really could have gone into half probably ahead 35-0.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we were some unclassy school like, let's say, Indiana, and you're playing Purdue, and you try to run the score up for like style points, we could have. But, you know, again, Rhett's classy. It's almost like he wanted to keep something in the tank for Clemson to try to figure out what we're going to play. Yeah. Because after the first quarter, we kind of just started you know, very kind of not really like.
They knew they were going to win, and some things didn't go their way. But the finish to that game, what they were able to do in the fourth quarter to round out that game, and of course we'll talk about Preston in just a second. But you know, Rhett said after the game that he felt like KJ played one of his better, if not the best game of the year, because you get up that big, and all that needs to be done is take care of the football.
Right.
Let's put some drives together, which SMU would have liked to have done more of, but the easy way to let a Cal team back in is turn the ball over, make dumb plays, and outside of a bunch of penalties, SMU played a very kind of, I don't want to say conservative because they still kept the gas pedal on trying to score, but they
it was conservative. It was conservative.
Yeah.
And but did you really care? Because the defense so dominated. That you're kind of like going, we don't even have to score again.
No.
Because they're not going to put any points up.
Yeah, Chandler Rogers and whoever they put in next was just under duress all day.
Underdressed the entire day. And
as E-Rob says, he was stressed. He was stressed out. He was stressed out.
He was stressed out. Yeah, that is an E-Rob comment. By the way, I met E-Rob's parents on the boulevard. Great couple.
Awesome.
Fabulous. And he could not emphasize enough about how happy Elijah was to come to SMU, leaving Miami to come here instead of change his life.
Yeah.
And it was just so cute. E-Rob, you got great parents. That's a big part of life right there.
Yep.
So let's talk about kind of the players that I remember of the game, and then we can go to yours. I don't even know exactly where to start because KJ, of course, was unbelievably solid.
Yep.
And, he didn't throw up the amazing statistics.
Yep.
But like you said, he was very, very solid. I mean, Matt Hibner's becoming a force.
Yeah.
He
is.
Got a touchdown. They're starting to look for him now more and more, which is really fun because, face it, when RJ went down, we thought we were going to really be lacking.
Yeah.
But each week, Matt Hibner, you can feel KJ saying, okay, I know where to look.
Yeah.
For him, which is really great. Our wide receivers, once again,
stepping up.
Keyshawn, Junior, Moochie, they all just played so well, and KJ can just distribute the ball around to all of them, which is just phenomenal. My play of the game, and I might get emotional in this, Preston Stone's 40-yard pass for a touchdown.
Yeah.
It is probably, Preston, you're almost like a son to me, and it's been so awesome to get to know you and all this, and to see you throw that 40-yard pass to Keyshawn in the end zone.
Yeah.
And you saw, we're going to show you a little clip of him getting the pom-poms and stuff. It was so cute. But, dude, that was amazing. I was really happy for Press.
We've gotten to know him a lot over the years, and Preston said it when we were going to the ACC Media Day. He goes, Billy, is this year 8, 9 of knowing you? And it's been a journey, and that's how, on the scene he was early, and then signing with SMU and committing. He committed to SMU right after Rhett had left for Miami and still went through with it. And he's been a face of this program and has led SMU to an AAC Championship game appearance. And for him to close out his SMU career in all likelihood, barring something crazy.
In all likelihood.
At Ford.
I can't blame him. He has 1 year left, and KJ is doing what he's doing. And if you're Preston and you still want to go to the NFL,
you got to go somewhere else.
You got to. I mean, I'm not encouraging that. And Red, if you're listening to this, you're getting mad at me right now. Don't. But you can't blame him because
but that's his maturity to stick with it all year, have a great attitude, and then to get rewarded with the last 8-ish minutes of the game, and to get that moment.
Yeah.
I know it meant a lot. I saw his brother just hugging him. He couldn't stop hugging him on the field after the game, and so just really, really special moment. A great end to what was a special day, a celebration, and especially if things go well this weekend, kind of a coronation of the new kid, the top team in the ACC, and contributions from all over, really.
All over. All right, so enough about Preston, because I really could do a whole episode on Preston alone. My new kind of like dreamboat guy, Derek McFall.
Yeah.
I'm into oil business, and when you're rising a Derek, an oil and gas Derek, that's on its way to payday. Payday McFall is my new nickname for him.
Okay, I love it.
I love it. He is so fast. He's like Burchard.
Yeah.
And he's a receiver that they're converting to a running back. Yep. So he has those hands.
Yeah.
So out of the backfield, he can catch, he can run fastest, all get out, and he's slippery and he's quick.
Yep.
And Rhett did a great job of managing him this year because he's still a redshirt.
Yeah.
And he can play in the playoffs. And but we saw just a glimpse of what he did at East Texas because he was really good in high school.
Yes.
And he like the only player on the team apparently.
Yeah. He was a leader too. Mm-hmm. Very, very young Tyler team, and just did it all. He played quarterback, running back, wide receiver, return kicks, return punts, played a little defense, and really, I mean, you're seeing why they were able to do that. The little flash, and everybody's been saying, "Man, Burchard's been banged up. How do we get Derek in?" Well,
I know
they had a plan, and it did work, and you see why the staff is so high on what he can do.
Payday McFall.
Payday McFall. Print the shirts. Print the shirts.
Print the shirts.
We'll talk about shirts in just a moment as well.
Speaking of, we need. Oh, not quite yet.
Yeah.
My player of the game. I just talked about all those other guys that did so well. My player of the game, Isaiah Wokobia.
Okay.
Because our defense is so dominant.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've given Isaiah the player of the game yet this year, and he's deserved it like 3 or 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 tackles, just like, again, on another incredibly solid day. Think about our defense has kept 2 good going to
Virginia.
The bowl games.
Oh, bowl games, yeah. Bowl eligible teams.
They've scored 13 points.
Yeah.
And Virginia on a stupid flea flicker, and then just 2 field goals by Cal. Yeah. We held them at 13 points. So our defense is like you said at the beginning of the season, defense travels well, and our defense is really, really good.
Jonathan McGill having an
that
interception, being able to give it to his folks one final time in Ford. I mean,
so perfect.
So many
I'm
storylines.
gonna really miss McGill. Jesus.
Yeah, it's you start thinking about it, and we'll have to stop the pod because there's so many guys. And Rashard Smith playing his last game in Ford, catches a touchdown, runs one over 150 yards or 100 yards of total offense.
Is that the one when he started petting the pony?
Yes.
You'll get that clip too on this.
So good.
It was very funny.
So good.
Bruna all of a sudden has all these friends.
The Miami guys were bringing out the old school Miami celebrations yesterday or Saturday in Ford. They were on one. So what a just perfect day. And I thought the crowd too for Thanksgiving was great.
Oh, for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. I mean the home side was packed and the students had a solid
great crowd.
showing. Yeah.
Great crowd.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the T-shirt contest. You want to?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's so fun. So I challenged y'all last week to come up with the SMU versus Berkeley T-shirt idea, and we had so many great submissions. I think you'll put it on your thread, or maybe on the screen.
Both,
you can put that up there. But so many good ones. Woe to the woke. I kind of like that one. That was top 5.
Strong.
That was top 5.
Strong.
Trans versus Trans Am.
A1.
Absolutely
great creativity.
Original.
Yep.
Fucking perfectly. I was laughing so hard, thinking to myself, I'm going to get kicked off the board of SMU because if I print a couple of these, I'm not going to take credit for anybody else's work.
No.
I mean,
we're just
Gerald
reporting
Turner
the news.
would
We're just reporting the news.
Look at me and say, "Did you have to report that news?" Anyway, I think the one that I still like the most was communists versus capitalists.
Yep.
And the T-shirt that guy created.
Yeah.
We'll show you a copy of it on this deal. Super original, very fun.
Yep.
And what he says, they're great people on both sides.
Fine people on both sides.
Fine people on both sides.
Which is true. We like the Cal folks. They came to campus and they were awesome.
They're great.
Yep.
And,
Calgorithm, we're going to send you some shirts, so be on the lookout for that as well. So
Calgorithm, you didn't show up this week, but maybe next year when we get to do it. So anyway, T-shirt contest was big fun. So
bottle of wine heading your way as well.
Bottle of wine heading your way. So you want to talk about Clemson?
I want to talk about the Saturday, is watching it unfold a little bit and how we
let's
got to Clemson.
All right.
Being the opponent.
Rivalry weekend was spectacular.
Yeah.
As per usual in college sports.
Oh.
Think about this. You wake up today and you're thinking, all Miami has to do is go to Syracuse and win. No big deal, right? And you think, Clemson is going to be right there, but they're not going to make it. Clemson gets beat by their rival, South Carolina. And you're thinking, holy shit. And then, of course, you're looking at Michigan beating Ohio State.
Yes.
The night before, I stayed up until freaking 1 a.m. watching Georgia Tech playing Georgia in an 8 overtime game.
Yeah.
Just nuts. I love rivalry weekend.
Yeah, it's the best.
It is so much fun. So Clemson loses early in the day, and you kind of think, well, I guess they're probably not going to go to the college football playoffs. And then Miami goes to Syracuse, gets a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. I'm getting my phone's blowing up and says, "We got Miami next week."
Yep,
here it comes.
Yeah.
And then
Cam
sure
Ward
enough,
versus Kevin Jennings.
I was sitting there thinking, I don't know if I want to play against Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to. I'm not sure I want to play against Clemson. I'm not sure who I want to play against.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, it's going to be Miami, athletic team, blah blah. And then as our game progressed, all of a sudden Syracuse comes back and they beat them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And for Miami was able to get up 21-0, just like SMU. At one point, it was 21-0 for both teams at the same time.
That's right.
And so it was kind of funny how that worked out, and then how Miami's day ended rough for them. Cam Ward throws an interception, which he's kind of done all year. They flirt with disaster in the dome up there.
In the dome.
And Syracuse takes advantage. So Clemson, Rhett called them after the game the gold standard of this league.
Oh, no doubt.
And they are.
I mean, it's
what they've built.
If you look at it, so other than Rhett, probably my favorite coach in all of college football is Dabo Swinney. Mm-hmm. I mean, the kid grows up in Alabama, like broke Alabama. Mm-hmm. I mean, broke Alabama. I mean, when his parents got a divorce, they were literally homeless for a while, where they were going from friend's house to friend's house and living. He walks on at University of Alabama as a wide receiver, and he was a scholar. So he was a scholar and a player. kind of reminded me of me. You know, I studied geology, but for that, I mean, I wasn't fast, I wasn't big, and I wasn't tough, but I had good hands.
Yeah.
I could have maybe played for SMU. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. If you hadn't graduated when you did, they were going to be looking for players soon. But
that's true.
Yeah.
But so Dabo. By the way, his real name's William.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Yeah, you know a guy. So he's got my same name. So we're kind
Same
of
here.
like brothers of other mothers or something. I don't know. But so Dabo goes to work for Tommy Bowden as a wide receiver coach at Clemson. And he's the wide receiver coach, and he's the recruiter. Yeah. And he crushes recruiting. And by the way, if you've ever seen Dabo talk, you understand why.
Yeah, ask Eric Macklin, friend of the show.
Yeah. He'll tell you, nobody's better in the kitchen than Dabo. Yeah. And anyway, Tommy Bowden quits halfway through the season in 2008. Dabo, who goes from being a wide receiver coach to head coach, interim head coach. Yeah. A lot of people bitched about it. Yep. They're saying, you know, you weren't a marquee coach, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he's now been there since 2008 to now. What is that, 17 years? Yeah. The last 14, he's had 9 wins. Yeah. I mean, the guy's the best.
And SMU's history was also changed forever when Dabo Swinney got that head coaching job as well.
How's that?
Because he ends up hiring one Chad Morris, who becomes the hottest name in college football.
You know what? I forgot that.
Yeah, and actually,
I forgot that, dude.
The interesting piece of Dabo's history there is, or at least one of the interesting
pieces. Dude, you're not drinking fast enough.
One of the interesting pieces.
Is he talking too much?
One of the interesting pieces is that he was on the hot seat.
Who, Chadro?
Dabo.
Dabo was, okay.
And so he made that coaching change and hired Chad. They get Deshaun Watson. They go and win national championship and do all those things. And SMU ends up hiring Chad, and kind of ever since that, post-June, the trajectory of the program.
I forgot that. That is, you know, he had 12 seasons in a row where they had 10 wins in a row.
Wild.
Only Alabama has had more consecutive. I mean,
solid.
So when you look at it, Clemson is kind of the gold standard. Yep. So I kind of like it that when we're going to the ACC, we're actually playing Clemson. I mean, Miami would have been fun and all that, you know.
All the storylines read, and some of the players and things like that.
And the U and da-da-da-da-da. But the idea that we're playing Clemson is kind of sexy. Yeah, I think, because I want to go there and beat their ass.
And I wonder why. Because let me see, there were 3 schools that voted against SMU going in.
Yeah, you're right. North Carolina.
One's already gone down.
North Carolina, Florida State, and
one lost to SMU and didn't won one ACC game. One just fired their coach.
I have to laugh at Florida State because they're the most arrogant. You know, we're so great for the ACC. We want to do something better. Burr, burr, burr. And you're kind of going, well, yeah, if we're going to kick out the worst team in the fucking league, we're going to kick you out.
If it was relegation, they would be dropping down right now.
Sorry. Gus Malzahn just took the job there as offensive coordinator.
Yeah. So how about that storyline for future SMU FSU games?
No kidding, because of the whole Rhett connection?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Interesting.
So many stories. I love college football. Yeah. I mean, it's just so good. So, anyway, so Clemson on Saturday, it's going to be awesome. Yep. Big stadium.
Big stadium.
Kind of a home game for Clemson.
Yep.
If you think about it, because
I think
far
from there.
Clemson's like 120 miles from Charlotte.
Yep.
So
what that's about 1,000.
At least 16 hours by car. They're about 90 minutes. So
Cade Klubnik, their quarterback.
Yep.
Second year under Garrett Riley, who was SMU's offensive coordinator.
By the way, another nice storyline. Garrett Riley used to be our OC, replaced Rhett as our OC. Yep. Then he followed that backstabber to Fort Worth, and then he took the job at Clemson. So there you go. I like Garrett.
Oh, awesome guy.
Great
awesome
guy.
Yeah. Always enjoyed our conversations and getting to know him during his time here. And he's done a good job in year 2, taking Cade, who's this young quarterback. Everybody thought DJ Uyunglele was going to be their guy. And, you know, Cade came in and just really stepped up. And now this year, he's developed, at least for most of the schedule, into one of the better quarterbacks in the ACC, but he also hasn't necessarily faced a defense like SMU's or some of the other talented ones and produced as well. You know, you look at how he played against South Carolina, you look at how he played against Pitt. Their best win is Pitt 24-20.
Really?
And they had to come back in the final moments to win that game. So you think about that piece to it. SMU can absolutely beat Clemson.
We beat Pitt like a stepchild.
Yes.
You know, so no, I'm actually thinking we're going to win I don't want to get cocky on this, but I think we were only a two-point favorite, I think. I'm going to say it, SMU by 10.
That's your go-to. Why change the juju? I think
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, I really missed the last game because it won by 32.
Yeah.
So,
So
what are you going to go with?
I think if SMU wins, I think they win by 10.
Okay.
I know I'm copying you, but I really think that the way this SMU team is built, they've shown they can win in a multitude of ways. It's going to be cold there in Charlotte.
It is going to be cold.
It's going to be cold.
It's a late game.
Yep.
And the high of the day is 45. So what time is it? What's the temperature at 8 o'clock kickoff? It's
Yeah, it's going to be like high 20s,
Yeah.
I think is what we're looking at
Close
here.
to freezing.
Maybe, yeah.
But no precipitation, I don't think.
Yep, it's going to be a nice day.
So, yeah.
It's a perfect day, by the way, and stay tuned for more information, but we're locking down a location to do a live podcast, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern in Charlotte as a nice little appetizer for SMU's first ACC basketball game against
nice.
UVA.
So we're playing UVA.
Yes.
That's right, at home.
Yes. So
That would
stay
be
tuned
very
for
fun.
that.
Andy,
Stay tuned.
Andy Enfield bringing it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, he had
That
the
game.
number one player in the country on campus, an SMU legacy. We can't say the name, but he had him on campus for the SMU football game.
You can't say the name.
You know, you're on the board. I don't want to get us in trouble.
Oh, jeez.
So, but a
Okay.
big deal. So he's trying to reload that team for the future. But look, back to football. This Clemson defense is pretty tough.
Yeah,
They're a tough group. They've got big defensive linemen. They remind me of a well-coached Florida State defense, just kind of the athletes they have, the body types. But I'll tell you, you go watch that
Isn't
tape.
that an oxymoron, a well-coached Florida State team?
So like first guys off the bus. That's the entire Florida State type of team. You know, big dudes,
Yeah,
athletic.
yeah.
But they fired
Of
their
course.
defensive coordinator
Yeah.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Clemson, they played good defense for the most part. But I tell you, if SMU, and I know they are, they're watching that Louisville tape.
We were supposed
watching
to. Cal was supposed to be a good defense too.
That's true.
You know, we
It's
could
true.
have put up 50 in the first half.
Yeah.
We probably could have put up. If we were Indiana, we would have put up 66.
Yeah.
Against them, for style points.
Yeah. Just
You know,
for style.
Don't we have class points?
Yeah.
Should SMU get like ranked higher?
Isn't it? I do miss the days that you could be like, oh, they put in their backups. No disrespect to the backups, but they put in their backups halfway through the fourth quarter.
Oh,
And nobody
I
notes
love
that. But when you see a
Because you
score
like that
that's-
because you're always a perpetual backup.
Yeah, I was a backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. How long's the podcast? Backup. Yeah, like Quinn Ewers talking
Hey, you
about.
put on cleats though, for fuck's sake. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
I did.
Even though I could have, just like Dabo.
Yeah.
You know, could have been that scholar athlete.
Yeah. So it's
so-
tough. It's the toughness of going into a championship game against a team that is the gold standard. They've been there.
I know.
They've done all those things, but you know what? So is SMU. They did it last year.
They did it last year. 11-1 last year. 11-1 this year. Yeah.
So
And we go into Tulane Stadium.
Yeah.
And just beat them like a rented mule.
Yeah.
So
they can do
you know,
it again.
you know, so I'm laying off to beat them like you know what?
Yeah.
Because I got so much shit for saying that. But you guys have watched this podcast, you loved it. I think. I really do think that we, unless we're intimidated or unless the weather, our defense travels.
Yep.
We're going to the college football playoffs, whether we win or not win.
Yep.
I mean, unless of course Clemson does a fluke and we just like have 6
Don't
turnovers.
show up and
Let's say we have a Duke kind of game where everything is just. But I think KJ has learned from that.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that'll happen again. I mean, if it's other than a blowout, we're going to the college football playoffs. Obviously, we want to win.
Yeah.
Because if we win, we'll get a bye.
Yep. And we'll get some recovery time. We'll get to
so
go
we
to
could-
the Peach Bowl
the
in
Peach
all
Bowl.
likelihood in
What is it,
Atlanta.
like January 31st?
January 1st in Atlanta.
I'm sorry, January. Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
December 31st.
Yeah, December 31st. Yeah.
Yeah. So
January 1st in Atlanta.
that would be the win-win situation by
Right,
far.
by far.
And I think.
But but in a way, wouldn't you love to like? I'm not going to jinx this at all. I don't think. Even if we lost, I would love to go to Notre Dame, underneath the touchdown Jesus, and have a game against Notre Dame. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, it would. I mean, I'm sure you would love to do a live podcast to say some things underneath the touchdown Jesus. And touchdown Jesus would like break in half or
Paul
something.
Rasmussen can be on the podcast with me, and we can just
He'd be like, no,
have so
don't
much
say
fun.
that. But
Anyway,
yeah, look, they have their work cut out for themselves. They have an incredible opportunity, and if they play their game, they're going to get this done.
they will.
I think we've learned over the last 2 years, the only team that beats SMU
Is SMU.
And I don't think when they smell that blood in the water, you look at last year, even when that first play happened and all hell broke loose with that fumble,
I know.
They circled the wagons and they were like, we're good. We got this.
It was like water off a duck's back with KJ.
Yeah. It was just,
first play of the game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, no big deal. I just gave him a touchdown. We're behind 7-zip. So what?
Yeah. Everybody likes a good comeback story.
Yeah, and it's just complete dominance. Speaking of comeback stories, SMU is the comeback story in the country.
Yeah, 100%.
It really is. And Leah with the Dallas Morning News is talking about doing a special story this week about this journey, this 40-year journey we've been on.
Yep.
And she'll do a great job. Hey man, if you want to join our podcast, come right on in.
Oh, we're good. We're just messing with you. Hey, everybody's locked in this week.
I love it. No, it's just your earphones. You're probably listening to some great.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
That was awesome. Oh my God.
I was wondering how you're going to handle that.
Is he going to stop? Is he going to stop? No, he wasn't going to.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So look, we've
live
got
television right here.
Yeah, we've got a lot to celebrate this week, but
Yeah.
I think come the stroke of midnight.
Yeah.
That's a Cinderella reference if you're keeping up with me.
Yes, I'm 100%
You're
keeping
just
up
biting
with
your tongue a little bit.
Yep.
But Cinderella's story.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the ugly stepsisters.
No, you don't want to.
But
you would never want to.
I kind of want to.
This is all about SMU this week, though.
I
and
have
what
been
they can
avoiding the whole ugly stepsisters, but let's just face it, they're ugly.
Yeah.
Even if they did okay in that shitty league they're in this year, they did okay.
Yeah.
But
they ended up being an okay win for SMU.
They're not going to the show.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I think that's good enough for now, don't you think?
Yeah.
Was that about a 35-minute deal or something? Maybe too long for y'all. We were rambling. I know we had a rambling day here, but you know what? We're both very excited.
Yeah.
In case you can't tell, we're just bursting at the seams of excitement about this because we have not had this. And when Leah called me to ask me some questions, I said, I am making up for 40 years of lost fun this year. And we're just having a ball. And I hope all of Mustang Nation. By the way, we may have a special podcast coming for you in 2 days. We're going to do a spirit podcast.
Yeah.
Which will be really fun. So you guys get to meet all these girls that you see dancing on the field. They're just awesome individuals and incredibly fun. And so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Well, we're gonna do it live from Charlotte, so stay tuned for details on that on our website on the Pony Express. We'll send a link to sign up and get that all situated. But yeah, it's gonna have the whole crew: you, me, Hayden Howerton, a bunch of the podcast crew there, and we're gonna kind of be that appetizer for the basketball game to then an incredible night in Charlotte. 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC is when SMU takes on Clemson.
Oh, it's on ABC.
Yeah,
we're on the show.
Yeah,
oh, I love it.
Yeah, who would have thought? But this team.
I didn't predict it, dude.
I didn't either.
You know what? I would love to say I love SMU, but I think I said 9-3.
Yeah, you
We're
did.
11-1.
It's
you
incredible.
said 7-5.
8-4. I ended up, I think, or whatever. I think I ended up getting peer pressured into 9-3, being like, okay, all right. At least in my final written predictions, I changed a couple of weeks later, but still,
you candy
still,
ass.
I was wrong.
You were 8-4 or 7-5 best case. I don't know. You can try to hedge it now if you want, but I bet we can go back to our very first podcast.
I would have been happy if I would have said, you know what, it's gonna be really tough, 4-8, just a big jump. I'd be glad to be that
There was a
wrong.
lot of people that said that.
Well, especially after the first game, let alone this first loss.
I know. Thinking about Nevada game. Think about how far we've come since Nevada.
That's what this staff does. Is they work every day on improving, and the players got to do it, and they've bought in, and that's why they've had all this success. They have so much leadership that pushes that every day.
You know, it's funny that Nevada game seems like a lifetime ago, but also like yesterday.
Yeah.
This season has gone by so fast, and my wife, who's been throwing a party all the home games, we had 7 home games. And she's like teary-eyed because there's no more parties to throw because there were no more home games.
I know.
So
well, she'll have quite the lead up if SMU in particular wins the ACC Championship on Saturday, because SMU will get a bye. Long time to plan for that party. What we'd imagine be in Atlanta. So
that's like 3 weeks after that game, isn't it? Yeah, that's a long time to rest.
Yeah. So
all right, listen.
What a great time.
Super fun doing these podcasts this year with you. We did like 13 or 14 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the 13th, I think, or so. Yeah, maybe an extra.
Super fun. So
it's the best.
Anyway,
cheers to the Statesmen.
Awesome.
Cheers to the SMU Mustangs. And
cheers to your website and
you.
to what all you do, because you provide so much content for all of us that now we're insatiable. Just give me more content. Now we want to hear it. Yeah.
So awesome. Well, for another edition of Walking Strong here on SMU's campus, I'm Billy Embody for Bill Armstrong. We'll catch you guys in Charlotte.
Yes.
Appreciate you guys listening. Pony up.
Thanks for listening to the On the Pony Express podcast with Billy Embody. Follow us on your socials on X at SMU-on3 and on Instagram at On3SMU. And keep it locked to OnThePonyExpress.com for more coverage.